If you're watching this right now, there's a huge possibility that you've already encountered another version of yourself, a version you didn't even know existed until that one strange, vivid moment. Maybe you were doing something ordinary, washing dishes, walking, scrolling on your phone, and suddenly you felt it, a flash of recognition, like seeing yourself, but not this self. Maybe it was a vision, a daydream, or a quick image that felt too real to ignore. You see, as humans, we're constantly shifting between infinite versions of ourselves, and at every point in time, we're given tiny windows, moments of awareness, where we can see or even feel another version of us. And I'm about to prove to you that those versions are real. Because if they didn't exist, you wouldn't be able to sense them at all. That wasn't your imagination. That was real. That was a glimpse, a transmission from another version of you that already exists. And in this teaching, I'm going to show you exactly how to meet them, how to connect with that version of you, and even become them in this lifetime. Let's start here. What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, there are infinite realities happening all at once, not one after another, but side by side, like channels on a cosmic television. Each channel is broadcasting a different storyline. And on every single one of those channels, there's a version of you. On one, you're living your dream life. The confident, grounded, glowing version of yourself who walks with ease and purpose. On another, you're still figuring things out. Uncertain, repeating old patterns, feeling like you're running in circles. And somewhere else, there's a version of you you've never even imagined yet. One who's achieved things you haven't even dared to dream. Now here's the crazy part. You don't have to create that version. You don't have to work your way into that reality, because it already exists. You just have to tune in. You see, you don't climb your way up to the highest version of you. You align with them, just like tuning a radio. The frequency was always there, but you only start hearing the song when you're tuned to the right station. That's how reality works. You're not chasing a new version of yourself, you're shifting the signal. Here's where most people struggle. They think manifestation means changing the outside world. They say, if I hustle harder, if I make more money, if I meet the right person, if I fix everything around me, then I'll become that person I want to be. But that's completely backward. Because you can't become what you already are. You can only remember it. The version of you that's living your dream reality isn't waiting to be created. It's waiting to be recognized. Here's the truth. Reality doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. It's like scrolling through Netflix. Every show is already there. Comedies, thrillers, dramas, documentaries. You don't have to create a show out of thin air. You just have to select the one you want to watch. And when you select it, everything that belongs to that story comes with it. The characters, the scenes, the soundtrack. Life is the same. The moment you select the version of you you want to be, you start stepping into that storyline. Now, I want us to go deeper into this. When I say tune in, what does that actually mean? It means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the version of you that already exists on that frequency. You can't tune into peace while holding on to anxiety. You can't tune into confidence while feeding self-doubt. The frequency mismatch keeps you stuck on the same old channel. So the shift begins inside. Let me give you an example. Imagine there's a version of you who wakes up every morning feeling powerful and grateful. When something challenging happens, they don't spiral. They breathe, they ground, they adapt. Now, you can't reach that version by saying, once my life calms down, I'll start feeling better. No. You start feeling better first, and then your life calms down to match that feeling. The inner state is the tuning dial. You go first, reality follows. So let's make this practical. You already picked the version of you at the beginning, right? The one you glimpsed. Now let's connect with them. Step 1. Identify their energy. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Now, I want you to picture that version of you, the one you chose earlier. Not as a fantasy, not as something far away, but as real, as if they're standing right in front of you. Look at them closely. How do they feel to you? There's a certain energy about them, isn't there? Maybe it's calm, steady, powerful, or maybe it's light and radiant, magnetic, the kind of energy that pulls good things in effortlessly. Notice the way they stand. There's no tension, no doubt. Their shoulders are relaxed, their chest is open. They belong here. They don't need to prove anything because they already know who they are. Listen to the way they speak. Their voice carries confidence, not arrogance, but certainty. Every word feels intentional. They don't rush. They don't over-explain. They speak from truth, not fear. Now look at their eyes. You can see clarity there. Focus, peace, maybe even that spark that says, I've already made it. They've already walked through what you're walking through now, and they did it with grace. How do they treat themselves? Do they rush? Or do they move with presence and purpose? Do they speak kindly to themselves? Do they celebrate the small wins or criticize their progress? This version of you, they've mastered something simple but powerful. They honor their energy. They know their worth. They respect their time. They don't chase. They attract. And how do they treat others? From compassion, not comparison. From love, not lack. They give freely because they know they're already full. Now, imagine that energy beginning to move toward you. Their calm, their confidence, their ease. See it merging with your energy field, slowly, gently, until you can't tell where they end and you begin. Because truth is, they were never separate from you. That version of you has always existed within you. You're just remembering what it feels like to be them. Breathe that in. That's the energy you're aligning with. That's the station you're tuning into. Step 2. Bridge the gap. Now that you've met that higher version of yourself, the one you saw, felt, and connected with, it's time to bridge the gap between who you've been and who you truly are. And this part is crucial, because that version of you, the one that feels free, grounded, abundant, doesn't live in the future. They exist right now in a frequency that's already available to you. So the only question is, how do you step into their reality? Start by asking yourself 2 powerful questions. What does that version of me believe that I don't? What do they know about life that I've forgotten? Let the answers come. Don't chase them. Let them arrive. Maybe that version of you believes everything always works out. They don't need to stress because they trust the timing of their life. Maybe they believe they're safe to receive love, or that money flows to them easily because they finally stopped doubting their worth. Maybe they believe that life isn't happening to them, it's happening through them. Whatever truths surface, those are your bridges. They're the invisible beliefs separating you from your highest timeline. Now here's where the magic happens. You don't wait until you deserve to believe them. You don't wait for proof. You start acting as if those beliefs are already true right now. If your higher self believes life is always working in their favor, start living from that assumption. When something goes wrong, instead of spiraling, say, I don't know why this is happening yet, but I know it's for me. If your higher self believes they're loved and supported, start treating yourself as someone who is. Speak kindly to yourself. Set boundaries. Move like someone who knows they are deeply cared for by the universe itself. When you do this, you begin to collapse the distance between where you are and where they are. Because every thought, every action, every word infused with that new belief becomes a bridge between realities. You stop being someone who's trying to become your higher self and start being them right now. Step 3. Make micro shifts. Here's the truth most people miss. You don't change your reality through giant overnight transformations. You shift it through micro moments of conscious choice. Every single day, you're standing at countless crossroads, tiny decision points that quietly determine which version of you you're tuning into. These moments don't look spiritual, they look ordinary. But they're everything. You wake up. The old version of you reaches for your phone, checks messages, scrolls, reacts. The higher version of you takes one breath, places a hand on your heart, and says, "Today, I choose alignment." That's it. Just that one moment already changed your frequency. Someone says something that hurts your ego. Old you gets defensive, starts over-explaining, or shuts down. The aligned you pauses, breathes, and remembers. I don't need to control how others see me. I only need to stay in my peace. That's a timeline shift. You get a new idea, maybe it scares you. Old you says, "I'm not ready yet." Higher you says, "If I can imagine it, I'm ready for it." And you take one small step toward it, a message, a note, a call, a plan. That's a micro shift, but energetically, it's massive. Every action, every decision, every internal response is a vote for the version of reality you're choosing. When you keep choosing from your higher alignment over and over again, you start to lock into that frequency. And then something beautiful happens. The universe begins to rearrange around you. People show up who match your new vibration. Opportunities appear that feel like luck. But it's not luck. It's resonance. You tuned your frequency, and the external world had no choice but to reflect it. That's how manifestation really works. Not by forcing, not by waiting, but by making small deliberate shifts that bring your outer world into harmony with your inner truth. So, from this moment on, see every tiny decision as a portal, a doorway to a higher timeline. Do you react or respond? Do you shrink or expand? Do you wait for change or become it? Because the more you vote for your highest self, the stronger that reality becomes, until one day you wake up and realize you didn't manifest a new life. You became the version of you who was already living it. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, wake up and remind yourself, I already exist in my highest form. Then just ask, what would that version of me do today? And do it, even in the smallest way. You'll start to notice synchronicities, little winks from the universe showing you that the shift has begun. Now, before you go, I want you to anchor this right now. Write this in the comments to lock it into your energy field. I am aligned. Type it exactly like that, with intention. Don't just write it, feel it as you type. That's how you tell the universe, I'm ready. And when you hit send, imagine that higher version of you smiling, because they just felt you align.